Ladies and gentlemen, today we have some huge Nintendo Switch 2 updates, rumors, leaks, and news to get into. It's all very exciting stuff. I'm talking about like as exciting as it could possibly be. And yes, we're all waiting on a new Nintendo Direct. It's not a good feeling like waiting for official news. But today we have some stuff official, kind of semi-official, and then other stuff that just seems super credible. And I'm not even kidding, man. All this stuff is so damn exciting. I'm getting fired up here. Let's go and get right into this. That's right. Rumors, updates, news, leaks. We got it all. Oh my God, it's like every other day. What is going on here? Yeah, I know. Why am I so fired up? Because, you know, I kind of look for news that's interesting when I make news related videos. Some of that stuff might be cool, but it's not always stuff that I really even care about. But I like just getting the most news out as possible. But in this video, everything we're about to talk about, I'm fired up here, man. We got to get right into it. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. We're 370 subscribers away from 30,000, which I have some huge plans for when that happens. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter so we can keep these communities growing. And all week long on my Instagram, I'm giving away free games, and I'll show you proof. I just gave away 2 games yesterday already, or today, the day I'm recording this video, and I'm doing it all week long, so be on the lookout for that. That's enough yapping. Let's go and get right into this. So the first thing I want to do is talk about some Nintendo practices and take it back a little bit till the Wii and DS days, and the time when Nintendo of America was ruled by a man named Reggie. Yeah, the golden years, in my opinion. So there's always been this rumor of Nintendo and Amazon having a huge fallout, and that might have lasted the entire Switch generation, if I'm not mistaken. And then maybe they came back with the Switch 2, or maybe it was the end of the Switch generation, which is still technically going, but like leading up to the Switch 2 generation. But it was a big deal when Nintendo returned to Amazon, is the point I'm trying to make. So I think it was during a recent live stream, if I'm not mistaken, but Reggie was talking about the whole reason Nintendo and Amazon, I guess, just fell out completely. So the way Reggie puts it is essentially Amazon always wanted to have the lowest market price out there. Even if that meant like doing some stuff that was illegal, so much that they asked him, or maybe it was him and Nintendo like together, basically to do a little wiggling here so Amazon could have the lowest prices on the Wii and DS at the time, as well as other Nintendo stuff. And it was just straight up illegal, like the stuff they were asking, which is like, yeah, big shocker, Amazon doing something illegal. But he put his foot down and did not like give into the demands. And that pretty much just straight up ended Amazon and Nintendo's relationship for quite a while. Now what's interesting is the Wii and DS still sold incredibly well without Amazon, but just imagine how much they would have sold more with Amazon. So much that the DS, I mean, probably would have sold even a couple million more consoles. And I can't remember if it's the DS or the PS2, which is the best-selling console of all time. But maybe the DS would have taken over the #1 spot if it wasn't already. This is just such a crazy like read, so you can go out there and search this whole article up. It is so damn interesting. Now, one of the biggest games to come out for the Switch 2 so far, which just, it's so cool, you know, when you think a game is going to do okay, and then it just blows up and then dominates and becomes a system seller. I would say the same thing is true with Tamagotchi Life, even though it's a Switch game, but that game is dominating so much, which I had a hint that it might do that. But Pokemon Pocopia, if you would have asked me, a lifelong Pokemon fan, somebody who plays these games nonstop ever since the year 2000, like I play multiple of these games a year, it's tied with my favorite franchise like this and Zelda, I would have told you, no, it's not going to do anything, especially with being a game key card and just a couple other caveats. It's like, yeah, it might do decent, but nothing compared to what it's doing. So I'm not here to talk about the sales of this game, although I am very excited to see what they are, which we'll learn later this week during Nintendo's earning reports. I cannot wait for those. We'll probably make a video just about those earning reports, or maybe even do a live stream because we're streaming weekly now. But we have a leak for new Pokemon Pocopia DLC. So as of right now, we know all 5 new locations that will be DLC, and allegedly these are going to release one at a time, which, you know, it's a Pokemon company, big shocker there. But we have a burning forest, a flooded city, a dead volcanic island, a decaying tower, and a giant crater, which will be very interesting for Pokemon Pocopia, because imagine all the stuff you've already seen built, and then all the stuff you'll be able to build with locations like this, and then there'll probably be new Pokemon, new items, a bunch of new stuff. I can see this game having like legs, maybe even the entire Switch 2 generation, which would be crazy. So yeah, there's other leaks that go along with this as well. But man, this game, it's just one of those games. And then before we get into some other bigger leaks and news, Persona 4 Revival is a game I've been waiting for, well, since it was officially revealed. As of right now, I've only played Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, Persona 5 Royal, and Persona 3 Reload. And I love all these games dearly. I'm a huge Persona or Atlas fan now. I cannot wait to play Metaphor Fantasio. I was thinking about playing some of the older Persona games that are on the Switch, but ever since Persona 4 Revival was revealed, I was like, you know what, I'll just wait. And we have a leak for this right now. So allegedly this game is going to be completed August, at least that's when it's due to be completed, and will release early 2027. So if I had to guess, we will probably see a trailer for this at Summer Games Fest, which I believe is in June if I'm not mistaken. And you know, normally Summer Games Fest is like whatever. This year, man, it is going to be massive because there's a bunch going on, but one thing that I'm almost certain is going to show up is what we're about to talk about next. And that is part 3 of the Final Fantasy VII Remake series. You know, it's kind of funny. Sometimes like you'll play a game, you really enjoy it, you'll even love it. That's how I felt with Remake and Rebirth. But sometimes you like sit there and just think about how much you enjoyed these games. And then, I don't know, it's not nostalgia because I just played both of these or beat both of these in the past year, but it's like this feeling that almost feels like nostalgia, and you just love the experiences even more. And I just didn't realize how much I actually love these freaking games. So I'm very excited for part 3. So we have a leak right now for part 3, and it gives us a title as well as a bunch of other stuff. Is this true? I don't know. It seems like pretty detailed. So we're gonna go over all this, but then I'm gonna show you what my pick for the part 3 title would be, because I think it makes so much sense, and I have like a system of the reason why. So Final Fantasy VII Part 3 title, announcement, and release date supposedly leaked. And this is coming from Reset Era. So, you know, they got some stuff right here and there, or they get some credible sources here and there. And what's interesting, which is not in this report right here, or maybe it is, I think the director of this game said he's already beat Part 3 40 times. That's crazy. That's just freaking factually crazy. So the trailer and reveal for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 has been in development and is nearly completed. This will be shown at Summer Games Fest this year on June 5th. Square Enix proposed it to be the final showcase of the event, but the event board declined it for that position, instead opting for an early reveal excitement builder. It sounds like they have even a bigger closer for the event, and this year is supposed to be like one of the best years ever, whatever, blase blase. So in this trailer, we're going to get the title announcement, of course, and allegedly Final Fantasy VII Return. Now, early 2027 is the launch window, which again would make sense. And when you think about it, it's so cool because if you're playing on the Switch 2 only, which this game is supposed to come day one on the Switch 2 as well, you're getting Final Fantasy VII Remake, Rebirth, and then allegedly Return all released within like a year window or a little over a year window. And that's pretty freaking awesome. There's 3 additional permanently playable party members, one being brand new optional combat system named Active Turn Action, over 3 times more narrative cinematics as featured in Rebirth in terms of duration, over 2 times the world size featured in Rebirth, including returning to Midgar, that's actually, you know, kind of a given if you're going off the original, but 2 times the world size, that's crazy because Rebirth is a massive game. There's also going to be a Final Fantasy VII Remake triple pack sale, Remake, Rebirth, and Crisis Core Reunion, all bundled in one collection for a holiday release, and this will lead you into the release of Return. So this is all very exciting. This leak or whatever report is pretty big here. Now let me cook for a minute, okay? Return is a good name, But I don't even know if it's like a theory or a system, but you just got to vibe with me for a minute, right? I personally think, and I even posted this over on Twitter, that part 3 should be called Retold. Final Fantasy VII Retold. And this is the reason why. We got Final Fantasy VII Remake, which was them remaking the game. Okay, we're remaking it. Now it's remade. We got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is rebirthing the Final Fantasy VII game, and it's rebirthing it as a trilogy. Okay, so we remade it, and then we rebirthed it. I think part 3 should be called Final Fantasy VII Retold, because they retold the Final Fantasy VII story in a new light. And I think that just makes the perfect sense and would be the perfect title. So Return is whatever, it has to be some kind of reword. Return, it is what it is, but I think Retold would be the perfect title. Now the big news I want to talk about is a new leak going around for a new Super Smash Bros. Game for the Nintendo Switch 2. Yesterday, or like today, the day I'm recording this video, but yesterday when you watch it, there was leaks coming out kind of frequently, and a lot of people thought they're talking about, or Reese Kiwi Talks was talking about whatever the new Super Smash Bros. Game would be coming out in 2027 for the Nintendo Switch 2, which is exciting, but we have to take a step back and think about, well, there's a new 3D Mario allegedly coming next year, and Kirby Air Riders just came out, so did Sakurai like finish developing that and then jump into this, or was this co-developed or something, which I don't think Sakurai is that kind of person. And we got to be honest, what the hell do I know, right? But it just doesn't seem like that's the case. So people immediately started reporting on this. I'm sure people even made videos yesterday. Again, like the day I'm watching this video, but yesterday for you. But this is a reason why I make my videos the night prior and then release them the next day. It's so I can see what the hell is going on and not just make a video as soon as news comes out. I let it sit for a little bit. I probably lose views doing it this way because people already kind of know or think they know what's going on, but I just like to give you the most accurate information, right? So we have some updates for this. I think it makes a lot more sense than a new Super Smash Bros. Game. Then we have Nate the Hate talking about it as well. So this leak started going around, and then Reese Kiwi Talks responded to those reports and said, it's not necessarily a new entry, which would make a lot of sense. What makes the most sense currently? Honestly, a Switch 2 edition of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I think this would be amazing to release the game for $80. I know that sounds crazy, like I don't want that price, but they release this for $80, include all the characters, and then also add a few more characters and extra courses, better frame rates, performance, whatever. It would be the definitive Super Smash Bros. Game, and I truly can't think of something that would be better than that. Now, if anybody's going to make something better than that, it definitely has to be Sakurai, and this will probably be his last Smash game. You never know, right? Now, somebody asked Nate to Hate about this, and his response is actually super interesting, because he says, I haven't heard, but people might get fired for this info being shared, which leads me to believe that that's like a backer's way of answering, like, yeah, that's actually true, and I don't know how this information is out there, but those people might get fired now. It's like dry snitching, right? If you know that term. So yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. He also said, like in another reply, Smash Bros. Game will obviously come eventually, but as of right now, me personally, I just don't think that new entry, like next generation Smash game, is going to come until this might be like a late Switch 2 release. I'm talking about like 4 or 5 years at least. And honestly, if any game deserves a Nintendo Switch 2 edition with extra content and this, that, and the third, I think Smash Brothers is truly like the perfect game to get this. So I could definitely see this launching summertime or something like next year, right? But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this? Because your opinion matters most. So in the comments below, I would love to hear from you guys. There's a lot of exciting stuff we talked about in this video. This is like the most excited I've been making a video and putting it together in so long, man. I get hyped up over video games. It's a very nerdy thing to do. So thanks for nerding out with me. So let me know what you guys are thinking. And if you made it to this part of the video, if you could do me a favor, hit a like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter so we can keep the communities growing, and consider becoming a channel member. We need one more to have 20. And that would be amazing because we're streaming every Thursday. But also, I want to start streaming even extra days. So be on the lookout for those. And you guys know me. I'll see you very soon with a new video. Peace.